Have you ever wondered what heaven is like? If you're a follower of Jesus, there's a good chance that you have asked that question. There's only scant description, albeit vivid one, in the book of Revelation and a couple other places in the Old Testament. And it is true, Paul did say that eyes have not seen and ears have not heard the thing that God has prepared for those who love Him. But now let's get on with the reason you're here. And that's the review of Richard Sigmund's book, My Visit to Heaven. And if you don't know already, my name's Barry. Welcome to Christianity Explained, where we share biblical principles and ideas to help with your Christian walk. Before I dive into this book, it would help to know something about who this gentleman is. Richard Sigmund was born in 1941 and passed away in 2010. He said in his book that he had encountered with the Lord over time, from when he was 4 and later on in life. This particular story that he's sharing about his heavenly experience was centered in 1974. Apparently he had a car accident and which led to him being in an 8-hour coma. I admittedly do not understand it, and and there's a lot in this book to unpack. So the facts is kind of like, So sorry if you love the technical detail. From what I gather, Richard pointed out that there have been other people who have similar experiences where they were taken up to the third heaven and shown spectacular things. But it was always a strictly guided tour of certain areas that the Lord wanted to show this individual and give specific revelation. Yes, it is spectacular, some of the things that he has shown, and I found it interesting. I'm looking forward to what my future home would look like. Some of it is like, whoa, incredible. He also shared some incredible thing about some of the people he met. And depending on where you are will influence how much you're willing to accept. Even Richard said in his book, it's okay if you're having trouble accepting all of it. In fact, he even said, hey, I'm having some problems too. I'm trying to wrap my brains around some of this stuff. And he's the guy who went up, not me. I appreciate him telling me that, saying that in this book. This book worthwhile, yes. And for those I know, would like to know, yes, Richard does quote quite a bit of scriptures in reference to some of the things he's seen, and hopeful support, whatever, depending on what the topic is in the book. Richard is not the only person. You probably are more familiar with Kat Kerr. You know, that funny pink-haired woman who's actually in her 70 years old. Yeah. And some of the more spectacular things. Ooh. She actually shared some of the same thing, but because she's later in time, she had a different perspective, and which is what Richard pointed out. Now, is it true? I don't know. It's not for me to judge because I've never been up there. I will trust the Lord with what is true or not. Not for me because I haven't seen. But I will tell you some of the positive benefits I've gotten from this book. One, it helps to get a somewhat concrete idea like, wow, there really is a heaven to gain and a hell to shun. there really is something like, whoa, waiting until after this life. And it's something worth shooting for. But not because of work or anything like that. And I'm going to get to that point, but that just hold the phone on it. I know what some of you will say, and correctly so. And Richard did something else, which I do appreciate. He showed, apparently Jesus had shown him what hell would look like. And I'm kind of glad. It's my understanding that no one has been thrown into the lake of fire yet. That's at the end of days. But still, I'm glad he was shown what was likely to happen. So it kind of puts into concrete perspective a heaven to gain and a hell to stay away from me. Get away. Some of you may be thinking of that scripture I just referenced about when this was supposed to take place. Yeah, but we don't know where and when in the timeline Richard was shown that scene. We don't know. It's not like Richard's not a Time Lord. He has no innate supernatural ability to say, oh yeah, this is being shown to me in the year 3000 AD or whatever. He doesn't have that gift. He's just sharing what he knows and understands. So ease up, okay? Even I'm not a Time Lord, and I have no concept, but thanks to my reading of sci-fi, I kind of am aware of that idea. So let's ease up a little on that, okay? And with God, time is not a factor to him. He doesn't see and use time the same way we do. There's something else. And that scene that would describe brought to mind the reality is that it is really by grace that we are saved from a horrendous fate at what Richard shown in his visit to the other place. It really is God's grace and a gift that is given freely for all to accept. That's really what it is. It's not by anything that we do. It's not by anything we deserve. Even Richard indicated, yeah, he had sinned. And even the least amount of sin could disqualify if we had to rely on our own work. And Richard does indicate, I just maybe I missed it because there was so much stuff in there. Maybe I missed it, maybe I didn't. But I kind of wish he had said something to that effect. But hey, it's a lot. And it is certainly worth spending some time. Now, I do have some concern, and it's not produced by Richard. He can chill out in his home up in heaven. He doesn't have to worry. The reality is this: we can develop an unhealthy fascination with heaven. Like, yeah, oh, I want to see. Great. But let's stay focused on what God called us to do here. All right? And not about that. It's good to keep that in the back of the mind. Good to keep that there and look at what Jesus is doing. Look at what God is doing here and what he's preparing. Keep our eyes on him and not what we think, may or may not be. All right? That's my concern. And yes, I know the feeling because I can get very wrapped up in things that I enjoy and wanting to know. And like, hold it, your folks need to be over here. That's one. So I would encourage you to read the book and enjoy it. But let's not get so caught up that we forget what needs to be done here. That's one I would encourage, but also encourage having a healthy dose. And Kat Kerr did mention something that I would not have thought of when reading this book. And she mentioned the fact that she would often run into grieving parents or others who are grieving and need to hear something about that loved one. And she shares that. That I get. I want to encourage you as you read this book or any other NDE book, near death experience book. I want to encourage you to seek the Lord. Seek the Father. Ask Jesus about it. That's one of the central themes I saw in this book. Everything and everyone revolved around Jesus. We all revolved around what God is doing, what He's saying. That is crystal clear in Richard's book. And he bent over backward to make that fact concrete. I get it. But let's do that in what we're supposed to be doing here. Let Jesus be the center. Ask Him for information. Ask Him about these things. And He's more than capable of giving us the comfort that we need. He's more than capable of helping us and knowing what's what in the books that we read or what we hear. And that is the other concern. Oh. Hey, I hope you enjoy, and I trust that this book will be of value to you. And hope you have a blessed day. See you when I see you.